Think about the hard white ribs protecting your heart. They aren't just dry calcium sticks. They are wet, pulsing chemical factories. Every second, your bones are screaming messages through your veins using a protein called osteocalcin that actually dictates how your brain processes fear and memory. It's like having a hidden computer hardwired into your support beams. If your skeleton is actively steering your mood, how much of you is actually bone deep?
We usually view our skeleton as a simple cage of dry calcium, just holding everything together. But researchers found that your bones actually host the body's most potent emergency broadcast system. Think of it like discovering the wooden studs in your walls are also the high-speed wiring for the house alarm. This signal, called osteocalcin, floods your system before your brain even realizes you are in danger. But why would your rigid structure need to control your fear?
Imagine your skeleton is like the timber frame of a house. You'd expect those beams to just sit there quietly holding up the roof. Instead, those bones are sending urgent memos to the homeowner. This unique chemical messenger, known as osteocalcin, floods out of your skeleton to influence your memory and sharpen your focus. It's a direct communication line from your ribs to your neurons. But this signal only fires under one very particular condition.
Most of us think of our bones as nothing but the wooden frame of a house, solid and silent. But your skeleton is actually shouting, and your brain has a custom-built antenna tuned to its frequency. Your bones pump out a protein called osteocalcin that fits into a specialized receiver named GPR158. This dedicated communication line connects your physical structure directly to your cognition. Which raises a weird question. Why does your brain need to take orders from your rib cage?
We usually think of our bones as static scaffolding, like the framing of a house. It turns out they act more like a hair trigger alarm system. The second you sense danger, your skeleton floods your bloodstream with a chemical flare that tells your organs to redline for survival before your brain even catches up. This protein is called osteocalcin. If the skeleton is the one pulling the trigger, it makes you wonder what else your frame is doing behind your back. Think of your skeleton like a power plant, sending out a steady current that keeps your mental lights from flickering. This hormone your bones produce, osteocalcin, literally syncs up your neural firing. Without that steady pulse, your brain starts looking like a city during a rolling blackout, losing its rhythm and its clarity. If our bones are the battery, wait until you hear the specific physical movement that triggers this internal recharge in under 60 seconds. Think of your skeleton less like a static frame and more like a chemical glow stick. To get the light, you have to snap it. Try stomping your heel against the floor right now. That impact causes your bones to undergo tiny, microscopic deformations. This mechanical stress acts as a physical switch, flooding your blood with a protein called osteocalcin within minutes. This bone-borne signal is what actually jump-starts your survival instincts. But where it travels next is truly bizarre. We need to get physical. If you want to influence the future, you start by putting your own skeleton under heavy pressure. Think of your spine like one of those piezo lighters. Every time you click it, a spark of chemical energy flies. By hitting 3 sets of 5 heavy vertical loads, you trigger the remodeling cadence. These bone hormones flood the maternal system, but it's how they survive the journey into the womb that gets weird. Most of us view our bones like the wooden studs inside a house, just static support beams keeping everything upright. But research suggests your skeleton is actually a chemical factory, pumping out hormones that dictate how you think and feel. This messenger, known as osteocalcin, bridges the gap between your physical structure and your consciousness to keep your mind functioning. But that relationship isn't just one way, and that's where things get really weird for the rest of your body.
It turns out your skeleton functions like a biological battery that only charges when you actually use it. When you put physical weight on your frame, your bones transform into a gland, secreting a memory-saving protein called osteocalcin. This movement is a metabolic requirement for a sharp mind. Grab a heavy weight for 20 minutes today and start loading those bones. Your brain is counting on it. The full research archive is at jmthomasofficial.com.